Australians, we just launched a $2 million program in Australia, and it's Australians are great. They come here, stay 24 days, and come to the United States 24 days, and spend $4,500 a piece. So they're in California for 8 days, and then they're going to go off. You know, if you have no marketing program, you have no way to getting any of those people. You should be thinking about how to get the Australians to come to California to come to Washington. It should be an easy thing to do, but it takes those three things. So here's let's go through the rest of these pretty quick. This is an important thing. This is the target. So the middle is the retail, restaurants, cultural activities, the people, the ice cream stands, everybody that benefits from tourism that's a business. These are where the employees are. These are where the jobs are. These are where the taxes are. We're a business people. We pay taxes. You know, for me, I had a business that, and this works for any tourism, but most of the businesses are local business that are trying to get tourists. Disneyland's a tourist attraction. Over 50% of their business is local. People don't know that, but that's true. You know, most of the businesses involved in tourism are local businesses trying to get tourists. So I had a theme park. And these numbers work for anybody. So 1,000 people a day, say 1,000 people in a given day, we would pay all our costs, and we would break even, and everybody get paid. So 1,000 people. For me, I had to get more tourists because I could get the local, I could talk to them, but how did I get that last little piece? So if you could get 1,200 people, those 200 people was where all the profit was. There's no difference in cost to entertain 1,200 as 1,000. So that extra 20%, which could be expanding the market, that's the tourists. If I could get that, we would make a bunch of money. 85% would go to the bottom line. If we did 1,400 people on that day, now we're expanding, we're growing, we're hiring people, we're adding new attractions, we're developing a second. I mean, that's really where you get there. Now, the converse side is if tourists go away, if you do 900 people, you lose your shirt on that day. You do 800 people, just a 20% drop, you are bleeding and you are laying people off. And if you go much longer than that, you're going to go out of business. And that's that central target. There's 95% of the people in the travel business are small businesses with 100 people or less, 95%. What you're trying to do is, I can't do anything to grow the pie. The ice cream stand across from the Space Needle can't do anything to grow the pie. They can just steal pie from somebody else, and that's what they do. However, the next step is you join your Convention and Visitors Bureau, because the Convention and Visitors Bureau's job is to grow the pie. And I'm not going to talk about conventions. I'm just talking about leisure as far as that goes. So here's how you work with your Convention and Visitors Bureau. If they call you and ask you to do something, you just say yes. And you're not going to, you don't look at it as, what's my return on investment? You know, you're going to say, hey, that's my only hope of growing the pie, is talking to those guys. You say yes. I mean, do I have to be here today? No. Tom Norwalk called me and asked me, did I come? So I said, yeah, Tom, I'll come. And I'm happy to do that. But I think I belong to 13 Convention and Visitors Bureau. They grow the pie. They're responsible for bringing people into their area. What they do is valuable. If they have the three things, boy, they're really valuable. If they don't have the three things, you need to help them get all three of them. And then they'll be effective. Because you know what? They can't come to Seattle unless they come to Washington. They can't come to Washington unless they come to the United States. And that's what we're kind of talking about here. So the retail is where the taxes and the jobs, and then the hotels, the tourism is the extra business that comes, that last few percent that you make money on. And so we define tourist as somebody who has to spend the night in a hotel, somebody who can't get to their bed that night. That's considered a tourist as far as I'm concerned. They can't get home to their bed. And obviously, filling hotel rooms, you've got to do that. That's the main thing. If you can fill hotel rooms, then you have a chance of selling them an ice cream or visiting your attraction. So that's the next step. Having the Convention and Visitors Bureau fill the hotel rooms, that's their main purpose, because that's tourists. And then the city and town is really this QVB we talked about. There can be regional Convention and Visitors Bureaus that can be very effective. And then for us, it's State of California. Now we're growing the pie. So everybody benefits, and it all works down to, if we bring more people are going to come to my attraction. And then the U.S. now has that program. So this is a pie as much as it is a target. Just think of growing the pie. Getting these other entities to do for you what you can't do for yourself. That's what you want to do. Help the Bureau do that. Help your state do for you what you can't do for yourself. That's why you're here today. So here's more evidence that this thing works. So we're the number, California, we don't need to promote tourism. Well, why would the #1 destination in America do it then? Because it makes sense. Basically, we are twice the size of Florida and New York, 5 times the size of Hawaii. We're a gigantic tourism industry, but we have a lot of employees and a lot of people to support, and we want to move people around the state. So you can see the numbers, so I won't read them to you. It's an $90 billion program this year. This kind of shows you the travel spending. It's gigantic, and we're in control of it, and we're affecting it. We're making this work. So our forecast for 2011 is domestic visits are going to be up 3%, international visits up 6%, 6% in domestic travel spending, international marketing. And all we're doing is concentrating on this. We have offices in, I think, 11 countries. And by the way, we contracted all. We have 35 employees. We didn't want a lot of employees. We wanted a small organization, $50 million, but we contract everything out. So it's much better to have an office in Australia or Germany, because then they have to, every 3 years, they have to bid for their job. So, boy, when you're a contractor in a country and you have to bid every 3 years to keep it, it really keeps you on your toes. It's a really smart way to go. And then that's Carolyn you saw. She really runs an amazing organization that performs. So how are we doing on time? Am I about into this? Oh, okay, good. So anyhow, here's the money. We spend $25 million domestically. You can see where it is. Then international, you can believe we spend $17 million outside of our country. We didn't, you know what? So many years ago, we had an office first closed. We've come a long way. And you guys can do this too. So what we accomplished, so here you go. Basically, it's a global brand. This is incremental revenue so basically, we're 42 million households know about our program. I mean, now all I say, I got seen Arnold's spot, and everybody says, yeah, I've seen that. Boy, before that, nobody had ever seen a spot in California. The ROI is 201 to 1. Every $1 we spend, the state gets $202 back. So then this is quickly just what the campaign is. The other thing is you got to figure out, once you have the money and the 3 things, you got to figure out how to spend it. What we found in California is, diversity, we have it all. It doesn't work. Everybody says that. Arkansas says that. So, in matter of fact, Carolyn brought in all these spots from all these other states and showed us one after another. Because everybody says, we have it all. We're the greatest state. We have so much. We're so beautiful. It's great. Here, we got it all. Just tell people we have it all. So we just showed all these spots from all the states. Every one of them says the same thing. Arkansas, we have it all. It helps to be more believable, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, so I'll show you. So the aspirational is the reason why people want to come to California. It's really they think we're kind of strange, and our lifestyle. They want to understand what they think we all live next to celebrities. So anyway. I'll just play 3 spots and then I'm done. These are new, by the way.
People have a lot of misconceptions about California, but none of them are really true.
None of them.
They think we're all surfers.
Or celebrities. That we're all into yoga.
And that everyone owns a winery.
Or skateboard.
And that we all drive convertibles.
Where did they get these ideas?
Like how we all live in bikinis and act like rock stars.
You want to know the truth about California?
Get out here. We'll show you how we roll.
Start your trip at visitcalifornia.com.
So you remember, we're missing something there. Where's Arnold? It doesn't matter, does it? Betty White does fine. So anyway, that's an aspirational. People want to. Some people don't like California. That's fine. They're not our target audience. When it gets down to it, I mean, we're only talking about people. If you don't like us, don't come. But that don't like kind of translate. They're curious. They want to know. What are these? They think we put pleasure first. They're hedonistic. That we're crazy out there. Fine, come on out. And so it's working. And actually, we test these spots. We don't just play them. We test them before and after in every market. So next spot. This is food and wine.
We love growing things in California.
We set our imaginations loose.
And watch the magic happen. It's never garden variety.
But it's always fresh.
So come enjoy.
Come enjoy.
Come enjoy.
A taste of the good life.
Bring your appetite.
Because one taste is never enough.
Start your trip at visitcalifornia.com.
So every state has wine, right? Every state has food. We've just stuck a stake in the ground and said, no, we're the land of food and wine. California is. And we just say it over and over again. And it works. You know, you could do that. Okay, the other thing is, this last one is on skiing. So here's a quick one. So skiing, a bunch of years ago, people didn't even think about skiing in California. It wasn't part of the deal. I mean, and so anyway, one day, Bob Roberts from the Ski Industry Association showed up at one of our California meetings. This was before, and said, skiing is part of California tourism. And we all kind of went, huh, really? And so he kept showing up. And then the rest of us kind of said, well, God, okay, skiing, that's the off season. So if we can, he went to the UK and got 18,000 British Airways Virgin American to bring 18,000 skiers from England. And that all woke us up. 18,000 skiers started coming from England. And so the point of it is we thought, well, okay, if you can get them to come ski in December, won't they come visit Disneyland? They're not just going to come all that way and ski. They're going to see the rest of us. It gives us a second season. So we embrace skiing. And you saw what happened with Colorado. You know that story when you stop marketing? You know, Colorado was perfect because we've stole their market share. Colorado used to be the place to ski. California is the place to ski internationally. Here you go.
Everyone thinks Californians are so chill.
Woo! But we're actually pretty ambitious.
We reach for the sky! Woohoo! We put our best foot forward! We're persistent!
Really persistent!
We just keep jamming.
So, if you have a dream of reaching the summit,
Chase it down in California.
because out here,
You've got friends in high places.
Start your trip at visitcalifornia.com.
So the ski industry guy showed up. It makes sense. That's what we promote. Anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.